What up, everybody? It's Legendary Mojo and welcome back to another video. Now today's video will be going over an art review. Back to another series that I haven't been continuing on, but I'm back on it. I got a new set of supplies that I'm ready to introduce you to. Now if you're new to this channel, I'm just here to let you know that I make art reviews, art rants, and more. So that's all I gotta go over. Let's move on to the freaking video. Now the product that we'll be reviewing today are nib pens. Nib pens is something that I've always wanted for years. I've heard about these pens many times and I just didn't know what they were called at all. I never knew what these pens were called until I looked them up. Now I ordered these pens off of Amazon. Even the ink, you have to get ink with these pens too, by the way. Make sure, but the best ink I've heard out there for comic book artists or manga artists out there, you guys should buy India ink. Now the nib pen product that I bought, it's a very cheap one. Not very cheap, but it's in between of being cheap and average. It's for beginners. The pen is made for beginners. So if you're a beginner and you never ever use these type of pens, do not go for the professional ones because you're not even at that level yet to be using those pens. So just get the beginner one because trust me, using these pens is kind of different. Now, if you get these pens to be just like your favorite manga artists out there or your favorite comic book artists, because yes, some comic book artists in America uses nib pens, don't expect yourself to be drawn like them because you got the nib pens that they got. You have to practice with these pens. Like, you have to keep practicing with them. You don't just learn how to use them right after the bat, because right after the bat, when I started using them, my lines were very bulky and scratchy. It looked bad. Like, it wasn't straightforward like with my micron pens I use. The microns used to be straight on ahead, so like, do not expect yourself to be very good at these if you've never used them before. What I heard about, when you buy nib pens, they are coated with oil so they can prevent them from rusting. You have to remove that oil from the nib pen, and the best method that I've used, because I don't have a lighter in this house, that's what mostly every person uses, but I read online that if you use a lighter on a thinner metal nib pen, like, I think it will melt some of it off. That's what they were saying. Like, it'll melt half of it. It's only for like smaller, thinner nib pens, not for the thicker ones. For the ones out there with the thicker ones, you can still use a lighter, but they don't prefer for smaller ones. What I used, like I stated, I used dish soap, like, you know, dish detergent. That's what I had used instead because, like I said, I didn't have any of those tools around. So I just got dish detergent and a toothbrush, and I started scrubbing the oil off. And then I let the nib pens soak inside of water for just about like 5 to 10 minutes because I wanted to make sure that all of it was off. Now the nib holders, is 2 of them that comes in this pack, and one of them is for the big nibs and one of them is for the small nibs, which you can tell. And then the small nib is the brown one and the big nibs are the black one. I don't know if this is real metal, the one I'm using. I heard a lot of nib pens being used like real metal. I'm talking about like real genuine metal. I don't know if this one is like a fake or it might break in the next few weeks. I don't know. It's cheap, so I don't know. I'm just gonna be reviewing it for today, so I can't let you guys know. But if you guys come back to this video after like a few weeks, I'll give you a review on it. When you dip the pen, you shouldn't dip all the way to the top. Do not dip all the way to the top. I learned that from a lot of videos before I bought the product, because I was watching a lot of tutorials before I bought this product. So make sure you guys do that too. Watch tutorials before you want to buy the pen, so you can already know what you want to do when you get the pen. And then if you still forget, just go rewatch the tutorial. Do not, I repeat, do not dip the pen all the way to the pen holder. Like, don't go all the way to the top. Like, don't cover the whole pen. That is very unnecessary, and there'll be ink dripping everywhere. It's unnecessary because you don't need it all the way up there. Just dip it halfway where the hole is at. Halfway. That is a perfect spot right there. That's what I learned from YouTubers, is dip it halfway right there. The nib pen does split. Like, when you put enough pressure onto the pen when you're drawing, it does split. So do not be afraid to get a little rough with it, because some people are scared that if you write too hard with the nib pen, it will break. But no, it's made to split when you put more pressure onto it, so don't be afraid. It's going to be very hard learning how to use this. I wouldn't say very hard, because if you're actually taking the time to practice this, you'll get the hang of this in probably like couple of months, or especially in a year. You should have a hang of this in a year. A couple of months of practicing a lot with these nib pens, you'll really get the hang of it. That's what I'm trying to plan on doing. I'm going to be practicing with these pens every single day because I really want to master these nib pens. I recommend do not use these nib pens on very thin paper. Get thick paper, like Bristol paper or something. Get some thick paper, man. Don't use no freaking trash paper, because it can get scratchy and it will rip up that paper. Like, for instance, if you have normal typical copy paper, do not use that. Don't. It would just rip right through, because these nib pens are sharp, y'all. These are sharp. I got stabbed in the foot with them already when I bought it. Many Japanese artists, manga artists, use these pens for their mangas. A lot of them use it. I'm surprised they still do, because these pens are very, very old, guys. Like, these are like all the way they go way back. Usually the pens people use now, well, in this generation, we have microns and digital art inking, so they don't use this type of stuff anymore. But I want to go to this type of stuff. Like I like the old artwork. Okay, I like doing the old stuff. Plus, this would be a challenge for me, and it's always good to learn something new. That's the good benefits of buying a nib pen. You don't want to sit and not learn anything. Like, come on, man, you can learn many things with these nib pens. So I really recommend using it. At least use it once. Like, don't go throughout your whole art journey without at least using everything in the art tool, man. Like, just if you're on an art journey, just try everything, please. Just try it. Just at least try the nib pen. Try it. I think you might like it. I ain't gonna say you will, but I'm already liking it so far. I don't know about you guys. This is my own opinion. I like the nib pens, and this is a cheap one, and it might end up breaking, but I don't know. I gotta take care of it. Also, make sure you clean the ink off your nib pens. Do not let them sit there and dry. If they do dry though, just dip them in some water, stir it around for a couple minutes, and then take it out to get a little rag and dry it off. Do not use no tissue, because the little tissue hairs that's on tissue will get stuck in the nib pen, and you have to sit there and pluck them out, and you don't want to do that the whole time. So just get a basic rag and just clean it off, clean the water off. Don't let the water dry on there neither, because if you let the water dry on there, it will rust. So keep the nib pens away from drying water. Clean the water off. As I stated, these pens are kind of cheap, so if you want to buy them, there will be links in the description to Amazon on purchasing these nib pens. These are for beginners. Make sure you get these if you're a beginner, but I highly recommend these beginner ones. And get India ink. They're really not that expensive, but they're really small, as you guys see in the video. It is really small. I expected it to be a giant version, but nah, it's pretty small. Just get those, and then you'll be straight. And after all that, when you're done inking, you're done doing what you do, clean off your nibs. Be responsible, man. Be responsible to your nib pens. You gotta be responsible. You just got to be responsible. When you get done, clean them, place them up facing upward. Do not place the nib pens facing downward into something. Like, if you put them in a jar, let them hang up, like the nib sticking out of the jar. Do not let it hang down touching the ground. So yeah, now to conclude this video, I just want to say, like I said, I really like these nib pens, and I'm really looking forward to keep practicing with these nib pens to make my comic books. I'm planning on making comic books with these nib pens, because I want to do my work traditionally and scan it in. So yes, guys, you gotta let it dry too, by the way. Don't forget, let your ink dry. All right, let it dry. As always, guys, thanks for watching this art review. Hope you enjoyed this video, and ask me more questions in the comments down below, or any more information you want about the nib pens. Anything I forgot, like, let me know too. If there's anything I forgot, let me know. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys later. Peace.